Hi everyone, this is Shami with another quick craft idea, quick and easy craft idea. So for this project we are going to make a beautiful journal from an assortment of book pages that I have. So I have like a vintage one and just one from a romance novel, and this is from a French dictionary, just book pages. And we're going to make it just with, this is an old pasta box, but you can use a cereal box. You can just kind of use whatever scrap cardboard you have. Okay, and all you're going to need is a stapler, any sort of paper cutter or scissors, and you're going to need your book pages. This is just plain white paper from the dollar store. And just a paintbrush if you need that, a glue stick, you can kind of use whatever glue that you want, and just a pin to like make circles, because we're also going to make these book page flowers, which are cool. And then I also have watercolors, but I'm not going to show those because I'm going to show you how to make these really cool book page flowers. So let's get started. Okay. So first what we're going to do is we are going to measure out our book pages. So I'm going to use this one as the cover. So it just has fairy tales in it. It's like an old book. So I'm just going to measure that out, how big it is across. And it's going to be slightly bigger than this paper, so I know that I can just cut off this part of the box. Sorry, this part of the box, and that's actually going to be perfect. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Just going to cut that down. And I love making my own journals and notebooks. They're really a lot of fun, and they're easy, and you can save money, and it's always good to have some like in your pockets or in your purse. Sorry, these quite wouldn't fit in your pocket, but just to jot down ideas, and they're so easy to make. So there we go. We're just going to cut that off just like that. Okay, so that's our page right there. Okay, alrighty. So then what we're going to do is we're going to grab our book page and we're going to secure it to this page, or to this cardboard that we just cut out. So I'm just going to use a glue stick. You can use whatever kind of adhesive you want. Like you can use double-sided sticky tape. They really don't have that like where I live. It's pretty hard to find. They have kind of like these runners, but they don't work so well for me. So I usually don't really use them. But I love like that double-sided adhesive that I see everyone using. I wish that you could get it readily here. For some reason our stores don't have it, our craft store. So I'm just going to set this on top, and I think I like it better this way. Okay, and then I'm just going to smooth it out right on top, just like that. And it's okay if it's not perfectly on there. I did not go over enough though, so I'm just going to readjust it because we're going to trim off this excess. Okay, so just like that. Alrighty. Now I'm going to turn this over so I can get the measurement, so I can see how big I need to actually cut my pages, the white pages. So looks like this is about 7 1/4 inch in length, and then in width we have about 5 inches. So I'm going to cut my paper to just under, actually I think I'm going to do it at 7, and then I'm going to do it at maybe 4 3/4 inches. So we'll do it at 7. And I love these little paper cutters, they're really nifty. So, okay, so I'm just going to cut it down to 7 widthwise. Okay, so 7 inches widthwise, and I just have a bunch of them stacked together. And let me just kind of take this paper score out off. And I'm going to make sure these are nice and straight, so my pages are straight. We're going to see how well that works out. As I told you guys before, I'm not the best paper cutter or straight paper cutter. So, good. And this is about, let's see, it's not very many pages. I think maybe it's about 6 or 7 pages. Okay. Alrighty, so it's about, so now we're going to cut it down to a little bit less than 5 inches. So I'm going to do like, I think that I'm going to do it at like, and of course your measurements are not going to be like mine. So actually let's make sure that this is okay here. So actually I think I'm going to bring it down to so I'm going to stack it up again really nice so it's nice and even, and we're going to give it a cut. I think right there at that line. Okay, very good. So this is about what my pages are going to be about. So they just peek out. Okay, just like that, as you can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim the excess around. So the leftover book pages that I have, the book that's sticking out, I'm just going to trim that up. Just right around the cardboard. And I love book pages. Like I have like hundreds of books. I am an avid book collector. I just love them so much. There's just something about books that really speaks to my spirit. Okay, so now we're going to cover this side with, I'm just going to actually take some, I have some French dictionary pages, so I'm just going to make like little strips. And we're just going to decoupage those in. Now, absolutely, you could just like make them into sheets, but I think that I want just a little bit more texture on mine. And I like collaging things and decoupaging them. So I'm going to get rid of that kind of uneven part. And then I'm going to take my trusty glue stick. There should be one here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay. And I'm just going to decoupage it. And I think actually what I'm going to do is make this a 2-part video where I'll show you where to do the flowers so I don't have to rush through that. And I can take my time kind of, and you guys don't have to have a huge video. Okay, so we're just going to take this and I'm going to add those up. And you just kind of want to press down, and I just kind of like the look of it all being decoupaged, and I'm just going to add a little bit more glue if it's not sticking so well. And then, and like if you really want this to be sealed very, very well, you can definitely just take white glue and go over it. I mean, it's not like this is something that I'm going to sell, you know, where I would use Mod Podge. I just use like some cheap white glue to seal it. Just like that. Okay, there we go. And it's okay if it like overlaps a little bit on the other page. I just want to get it down there. And then I can cut Skinner strips for those edges. But I like kind of the layered look, so it's totally your preference. Okay, I'm going to take that. And I'm just going to take these and just cut them in half. And that will make a pretty clean edge. And it's okay if it hangs over a little bit. We can just even it out with the scissors. And I just see some spots that are kind of sticking up. Okay, so that's what we got, guys. Very good. Okay. I'm just going to kind of smash everything down. If there's a little part that's sticking out, we'll just add our glue stick. Very good. And we are just going to let this dry. And all that I'm going to do is just add my pages in. So, and to do that, all you do is fold them in half. And you could definitely, like, you probably should just take them one at a time and just fold them. So I'm going to just do that, and I'll fast forward through this part. Now there are some places sticking up, so I'm just going to kind of cut through those. Just like that. Okay. So that none of the stuff is sticking out. Okay. Okay. And then these are trying to creep up a little bit on the edges for me. So we're just going to make sure that it's secure. And I would recommend maybe weighing this down so that it's really nice and flat. Okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pages and I'm going to stack them in between each other like that, and like this, and like that, and like that. And I'm just going to set them aside just for a minute there. And then I'm going to take my cover and I'm just going to kind of fold it over. And we're just going to smooth it out. Okay? Just like that. And you can decide whichever side you want to be your front and the back. Okay? And what oops, that worked a little bit on the spine. I should have probably reinforced that, but we'll fix it. We'll put another piece of paper right there just to reinforce the spine. Okay? Actually, let me do that now. Okay? So I'm just going to grab my French dictionary and that'll work anyway because then it's like I'm reinforcing the. So I'm just going to measure my spine, how much I want. And I think what I'll do is just to add a little bit of decoration, I'm going to use these scissors, the decorative scissors that we see all around. Okay, so I'm just going to measure how big I think it should be, and we'll make that a spine. And we'll just fold it in half, and then we'll cut off that edge. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my decorative scissors, and I'm going to make, well, if they work. Oops, these guys are stuck. So maybe we'll just make our own little swirly thing. So I'm just making like little waves, if that makes sense, just like that. And then I'm going to cut off this very tip, right? Because I don't need that, that's just excess, okay? So I'm going to actually glue that down, just like that. I'll glue one side on, and it's always good to have a reinforced spine, so especially when you're going to flip it open and stuff, so it's actually a good plan. Put some on both sides actually, just to reinforce it. And this bottom page is a vintage book, so I think it's probably not the best book to use that has to be folded and all that stuff. Okay, so that's what our cover looks like. Sorry, let me bring it over so you can see. So that's another, but it does have a lot of texture, and then that's the back. Okay, very good. Alrighty, so for our pages, how we are going to attach them to our book is we're just going to take our stapler. Did you guys know they sell staplers at the dollar store? How cool is that? I got this one from Walmart and it was like $3, but it would have been so cool to get one for $1. So where this fold is that you see, I'm just going to put like 3 staples. Okay, so I'm just going to take my staple gun, line it up, and press down really tight. And do one at the other edge. Make sure it's right in that center spine, and then we'll do one more. Just like that. So see, there's our little notebook. So you can flip through, you can use it to write down, you can use it to write down all your little notes and stuff. And it's really cute. So that is my version. Now, this is going to be a 2-part video, so in part 2 I will show you how to make these lovely book flowers. So stay tuned and watch part 2 if you want to learn how to embellish this. Thanks for watching. This is Shami from Craft Sans and Things. Thank you.